Hey guys, what's up? Dan here from DansTube.TV, and today I decided to revisit my favourite product of 2014. It is the budget GoPro Hero. Now I'm also checking out the GoPro Hero4 Black and the GoPro Hero4 Silver. I have got some footage from the three main cameras that GoPro released last year. I'd love to know what you think in the comments below. I think that all three cameras are fantastic and they offer their own unique features. So I guess it just depends on what your use is for this action camera. And that will basically allow you to decide which camera is the best fit for you and your lifestyle. Now before we jump into this video, I'd like to say a massive thank you to the people who helped out with this video and got some of the footage for me. So I will have the links in the description below to check out their channels. A massive thank you to OzzieTech, who's helped out with a lot of my videos. I really do appreciate your help, dude, and I would appreciate it if you guys could go over and check out his channel. GoPro announced the new camera lineup at the end of last year. So we had the GoPro Hero, the GoPro Hero4 Black, and the GoPro Hero4 Silver. These three cameras are extremely powerful action cameras, and they offer a lot of versatility and a lot of freedom when you are out and about filming. For me personally, the GoPro Hero was my first ever action camera, and my first ever experience with a GoPro was actually with my GoPro Hero. So in Australia, I got the camera for about 180, but realistically you're looking at about 300 when you've got the SD card, and then you're obviously going to have to get one of the mounts to go along with your GoPro, just so that you can get some of those really interesting shots. The amount of freedom that you have with a GoPro is just phenomenal. There are so many mounts out there, and you can get some really cheap ones online, which I've really been noticing over the last couple of months. It is such a popular brand and such a popular image that you will find some really awesome accessories and some really awesome products to accompany your GoPro. So just going the lower end budget GoPro, you're not going to lose out on the accessory end of things. But when it goes into the silver and the black, you obviously then have the Wi-Fi and the Bluetooth, which isn't included in the budget version. So those versions will allow you to connect to external Wi-Fi and Bluetooth devices, and that just gives you a little bit more freedom. But the majority of the mounts and the majority of the accessories will work on all three of them. We have already discussed the downsides of the budget GoPro. Obviously, it's a cheaper material. You've got the full body enclosure. This limits the ability to remove the battery and replace it if you ever have dramas with that. One thing that I really wanted to mention was the aftermarket care that GoPro offered. Now, I did have a few issues, and I mean only a few issues. Maybe 2 or 3 files had corrupted on me, and it just became an annoyance when I would check the footage and a few files were corrupted. But they completely removed that issue by updating the software. I'm really happy with the fact that GoPro did such a fantastic job of launching these products, and then on top of that having such an awesome aftermarket care where they did update the software and they made sure that users weren't having these corrupted files and they weren't having issues with the software and how the camera would run. So that was something that I really wanted to mention in this revisit. If you take your action cameras seriously, then I highly recommend checking out the Hero4 Black. So it offers 4K at 30 frames per second. You've also got 2.7Ks at 50 frames per second, and then you've also got 1080p at 120 frames per second. These features basically allow you to crop the image and slow down the footage and just have a lot more freedom with the footage without losing that quality. So that really does help out when you're getting some dynamic shots. And also the fact that this is a pro model, it offers a lot more variety in the settings. You have some pro settings, you also have some stock settings, and a few other settings for low light, and a little bit of freedom with your audio as well. The Hero4 Silver offers an integrated touchscreen, which is the first touchscreen for a GoPro, so that's very exciting. A lot of people were excited about that, and it is a little bit cheaper than the black version. So again, a little bit more appealing for people who wanted to get into the action camera world, but didn't want to take that big jump where they didn't have a display to check out that footage. This camera is still very powerful for the cheaper price range. It offers 1080p at 60 frames per second and 720p at 120 frames per second. So you still do have quite a lot of freedom there, and the footage is going to look fantastic. You have a few options for the Pro Tune settings and a little bit more freedom than the stock standard budget GoPro, but not as much freedom as the black version. So basically you've got the black version, which is the premium version that is just powerful as all hell, and it will offer you everything you want. You've then got the version below that, which is the silver version, and I feel is a little bit more consumer friendly. It offers that integrated touchscreen. I think that the touchscreen will help with the user learning process. It will make it a little bit more easier to navigate through the GoPro settings and through all those options that you do have with your GoPro. And then you have the budget GoPro Hero, which offers 1080p at 30 frames per second and 720p at 60 frames per second. And for the price that you're spending on this camera, it is phenomenal. So for me personally, I would recommend, if you are a first-time action camera consumer, then definitely check out the budget GoPro Hero. This beast is just really powerful, really practical, and it is such a nice little piece of technology. They've done a great job with this, and it's very lightweight as well. The one thing that really made me happy about the budget GoPro Hero was the fact that it had phenomenal battery life. So it has a lot better battery life than the other two models. It also offers some quick settings and some very easy to maneuver menus as well. So it is quite an easy product to pick up for a low-level user who has never used a GoPro before. It's got quite an easy learning curve and you will pick it up very quickly. So for me personally, I would highly recommend the GoPro Hero 4 for a first-time consumer. If you're interested and you have a little bit of extra money, then check out the Silver version because it offers those extra features. You've got the screen and you do have the Wi-Fi and the Bluetooth. And if you're going to ball out hard and you have the money to be a dope hustler, then go for it, guys. Go and get the GoPro Hero Black. So I'd love to know what you think in the comments below. This is just a revisit of the budget GoPro, also the Hero4 Silver and the Hero4 Black. So I'd love to know what you think of this awesome little comparison. Thank you to everyone who helped out with this video. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Make sure to have a fantastic day. I love you all, and peace out.